What's up, everybody? Coach Marty P here in Atlanta, Georgia, Sweet Science Boxing Club. Hope you guys doing well this morning. Hey, check this out. I've been meaning to shoot this video for a while. Just never got a chance to get to it. It's going to make a lot of people feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to still drop it because it needs to be shared, especially after a weekend of boxing that we just had. And in the day, man, boxing all starts with development. And what I've come to, let me start with a little story. So back in 2010, most of y'all know we had the luxury of having the great Emanuel Stewart to come down to Atlanta and host a boxing clinic. He was going to start giving back to boxing gyms and, what we call grassroots boxing and helping, develop coaches and bringing a lot of the fundamentals back to boxing before he passed away. One of the things that he talked about during this clinic was about little kids. And he shared a couple of things. And at the time, I was a young coach, and we were all guilty of it. You want to make the little boxers look like little Mayweathers, little China dolls. You putting the big outfits on them at the time, the long shorts and the big baggy jerseys. And he said something at the time that now makes sense to me. He was like, man, I would go to these boxing tournaments. He said, I would see these little kids, these little bantamweights, 65 pounds, 75 pound, little small little kids. And he was like, they would have about 20 pounds worth of uniform on. Really? He's like, they got the long shorts, they got the big old shirts, they look like basketball players. They're not basketball players, they're boxers. Stuff should be fitted close to them so they can move around. It shouldn't be all baggy, and you shouldn't be all adding all that extra weight to them because then they get in the ring and then they can barely move, the trunks are falling off. I was like, damn, he's right. He said, then on top of that, they got the hand wraps like they're getting ready for a heavyweight fight. They got all this tape, 10 pounds of tape on both their hands. That little kids. Focus on teaching them the sport of boxing and not making them look like boxers. At the time, I didn't really get it. Because in the day, you show up to these tournaments, you want your kids looking good, hitting the mitts. Now I get it. And we strip down a lot of stuff that we do because of that. He also mentioned about light colors. He said, hey, we get them white Mizuno Kronk specialty shoes made with the gold stripe. He said, because, it makes you look, white makes you look fast, like lightning, quick. That's why I like to wear white. That's why we got the gold. That's why we got the yellow. That's why we got the white on the Kronk. Makes sense. He said it's catchy. People like to look at white. It's flashy. It moves in front of you faster. Black, darks, it's slow, it's clunky. Made sense. But what I really want to get to is this. What I've noticed a lot too here recently is we've gotten some kids in the gym from other gyms a time or two who have been with other coaches. And it just never ceases to amaze me that 90% of what these kids have is all offense. We got 8 and 9-year-old kids that can try to go from left to right, switch stances, and don't know what a slip is, don't know what a bob is, don't know what a high guard is, don't know what a block is, a low, no type of defense. They hit like Mack trucks and they hit like grown men and they try to box like pros, but they're kids. You look at these kids box today, they got their hands down, they sit in the middle of the ring slugging, getting hit upside the head. Look at pro boxers. You parents, you coaches out here coaching little kids. The longer you're in this sport and you do this sport for a period of time, it has impact. It has an effect on you. Look at all the pros. All of them, slurred speech, talk slow. They've got some type of damage. And a lot of times we realize a lot of that's not coming from the fights, it's coming from the sparring. So if you're teaching your kids no defense, hands down, rock 'em, sock 'em, you're taking lives off your children. You're taking lives off your kids. And if you don't know how to teach it, go to somebody and learn it. It's enough of it on the internet. It's enough coaches out here. Go apprentice with somebody. Go learn that shit. Learn how to teach a slip. Learn how to teach a bob. Learn how to teach a high block, a high guard defense. Every NFL football team, every major college team has a prevent package in their defense. You should too. But don't get your kids damaged and hurt by being a one-sider or a know-nothing coach. Go learn something. Teach these kids defense. Let them be kids. Let them develop as amateur boxers as kids. Stop trying to teach these kids to be fucking pros at 8 or 9 years old. It's two separate games. The amateur game is one way, the pro game is another. They do cross over at a certain period of time, but they are different at the two different levels. And we can debate that all day if you like. Yes, they are very close in similarities, but one is about scoring points and a lot of punches, hit, don't get hit, and one's about knocking somebody's head clearly off. So again, it's just a PSA, gang. I love the sport. I love y'all. I love you kids. I love everybody that box. I love you coaches. But let's do better about our sport and take better care of these kids. Coach Hill, I'm out.